it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. Thank you for joining me today. This is in lieu of doing a YouTube live today because today is my team virtual retreat. Yay! So I'm going to be busy doing other things. So, as traditionally Saturday has always been a simple stamping Saturday, I thought I would use one of the new kits. And this one is Notes of Cheer. I have opened the cellophane wrapping, but basically the box arrives without cellophane and the contents are wrapped with cellophane. We've got some of the beautiful, these are sort of like Aurora Borealis versions of the In Colour jewels, but they're gorgeous. A little sheet of dimensionals, set of instructions, which obviously I'm going to need, and then all the goodies, and a piece of chipboard. I think it's all there is at the bottom. So let's pop that to one side while we just make sure we've got everything we need. So colour instructions, we've got measurements down the side in both inches and centimetres, some instructions telling us what to do, and a photograph at the back which shows what should be included, and then there are QR codes so you can see a video on stamping basics and instructions for the kit. So all you have to do is scan that and it will come up on your phone. Coordinating colours are Evening Evergreen, Pale Papaya, Polished Pink. And we have got 3 card bases with the sort of Aurora Borealis look to them. 3 with butterflies, again in that lovely Aurora Borealis. Then we've got envelopes which are printed, so 3 different designs of those. So we've got Polished Pink, I'm thinking that's probably Misty Moonlight and Granny Apple Green, although the colours aren't listed, but I think those are probably what they are. And then some plain white note cards. We've got some die cuts, some laser cut butterflies, sentiments in 4 languages, so English, German, French and Dutch. And some more sentiments and some glue dots. So those are our 2 adhesives and these are our embellishment. And that is everything in the kit. Now I'm going to change my glue dots out and I'm going to change out my dimensionals because I've got full sets of those. Obviously I won't be changing those out because they're so beautiful. So let me see how quickly I can put one of each of these cards together. There are only 3 designs, so hopefully not long. No stamping, so it should be super quick. Okay, so I haven't tried this before. This is me literally just going for it. So, card number 1. Now it gives the instructions of which adhesive to use just by showing a hexagon for dimensionals and circles for glue dots, and then this is to show you that you've got some gems to use. So I don't think there is anything else I need to think about. No, so this tells you what you need for each of the designs. So for the first one, let's pop these together. The first one I'm going to need one of the card bases, an envelope obviously, and you can use whichever envelope you want because they're all these beautiful scalloped envelopes. I'm going to need one of the butterfly laser cuts and one of the Granny Apple Greens sentiments, and as I say you can have them in French, German or Dutch. So I'm going to use English, surprisingly. So an English sentiment for that, and then I just need the adhesives, so that's good. I'm going to let that go to voicemail. Curiosity got the better of me. So, and it wasn't really an important call, and it wasn't even for me. So that's one card ready to go. For the next card, we need a butterfly, and one of the pink sentiments. And obviously we have 3 sheets of the sentiments, so we've got the 3 sets of one of each language. So one of those, then we need gems, and then the last one is the plain, in inverted commas, note card, and it is plain, and one of the little die cuts which are in this packet. So this is a laser cut, and it's laser cut out of Aurora Borealis card. This is going to be fun to adhere. I'm guessing a glue dot in each corner. And then I need a little note of cheer, and I'm here for you today and always as the sentiments. So again, a little note of cheer. And what the joy of this is, if you have friends who speak one of the other languages, you know what you're putting on the card, even though you can't actually say it. So you could send something to a French, German or Dutch friend, knowing basically what you're wishing them. Right, so 3, 2, 1. So let us begin. Back to number 1. So there are the instructions. Here is my card. So obviously the card needs to be that way round. So all I've got to do is add some dimensionals to the back of this. Now you will find that there's a kind of two sides. So this is white all the way round, and this you can see where the laser has cut. So I would suggest that you use the one that's white. Now I always try to make sure there are no pips on my cards or any of my dies, because that just makes me happy. And it's part of the manufacturing process, so that they can put these through the factory in one sheet, and then they just have them so they pop out. So all I need is to add to the back of that some dimensionals. So I'm going to use big dimensionals because I have them. So one in each corner is the suggestion. I'm probably going to put one in the middle purely because I can. Just to help support this area, because I think we're going to be a little bit delicate in there. So I'm going to use little ones, just one there and one there, and I think I might put one there. This is going to be extra product, obviously, but it does mean that there's a bit more support when it goes through the mail. If you're not putting it through the mail, then I wouldn't worry, frankly. Now this is going to be a large letter in the UK because we're going to be using 2 layers of dimensionals. Now I will find this easier to put on if I do it that way, because that's just the way my brain likes to work. And just pop that down like that. And this is where, as I say, having that extra bit of dimensional support there just helps to lift everything up. And then I just need the sentiment, which I am going to pop there's little circles which just need popping out. Again, they're on with pips, so we just need to get rid of those. Now what I would suggest, if you're going to have a mass card make, is that you do all these little bits to start with, so all you then need to do is pop them all together. And that way it will be more of a sort of conveyor belt craft, which is faster. It may not be as much fun, but it is faster. And then again, I just want to get rid of any little pips that might be sticking out. And then we need a couple of dimensionals on the back of there. I'm going to use a bit of edge because I have some. And again, you could use the edge of your mini sheet, so you could just use a little bit of edge, or use the dimensionals that they suggest, which is 2 of the small dimensionals. And this just goes down here. You're on my mind and in my heart. So about... Oh, I've stuck it on the other way. Haha, never mind. So I'm going to put my sentiment over here. So they had theirs the other way round with the, yeah, just the other way round. Doesn't matter, I'm making it mine. It's not wrong, it's just different. So there we are, and then some jewels. And they've, I'm very happy to say, suggested 5, being an odd number. If you know me, you know I like my odd numbers. So I'm going to have a couple of the small ones round the sentiment, then a large one also around the sentiment, and obviously I'm changing this up slightly because I've got my everything round the wrong way, or a different way depending on how you look at it. And then I've got one of these just there and one of the little ones up there. So there we are. That is our first card done. So let me fold that in half. I would say it's taken an excellent amount of time, but I don't know because I had to pause the video partway through. So I'm going to have to splice. So there we are. That's our first card, all done and dusted. Really pretty. Right, second card is one of the butterfly cards. Let's just get rid of some of the rubbish. Scoot that off the side. Right, for this we need our, this is really quick, so we need our card base, which is this lovely butterfly, our sentiment and some jewels. It's as simple as that. And I'm just going to increase the time it takes just by checking to see if there are any pips on either the card or the sentiment. I can tell there are some on the sentiment, but I don't think there are that many on the card. Just a couple. This is not a required step, as I say, it's just, for me, I just get a little bit, I get fixated about pips, basically. I think that just a little bit of extra care makes a real difference to the result of your card. So this is just me showing I care. Right, so that's our card. Let's have a look at our, yep, definitely got some there. One's sticking out the end there and it's pink, so that would definitely get into my brain. And this is actually going to be longer than our card is wide at the point where we are sticking this on. So this is going to go, let's scooch this up a bit, this is going to go here. So you make my life brighter, and again we need some dimensional on the back of there, and I'm going to keep going with the edges because they're perfectly good for these sorts of bits. So rather than use some of the dimensionals that they've got in the kit, I'm just using these. Now what I would suggest, to make sure you get your dimensionals in the right place, because you are going to come off the end of your butterfly, is to just take the dimensionals and pop them from the back where you need them. So one at the edge, on either side, and then I probably need one of my edge pieces in the middle, and then we can turn that over and stick it on. So you make my day, my life brighter. Now because I've got grid paper, I am going to use the grid paper to make sure I've got it lined up properly. If you don't have grid paper, just a piece of lined paper will do. But just line up the top of your butterfly, and then you can see where you are. So I'm going to go there and across like that, and then more of our lovely jewels, which will go, we need 5 again, so we've got large, small, small, can't see where the fourth, oh, 1, 2, right, so small, 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 large. Oh no, that's a large, doesn't actually matter. So large one, kind of there. Whoops. I'm recording in quite warm weather, and it's made the adhesive on the back of these quite sticky. which is good. I'm not complaining, but it is quite sticky. One up here, whoops, and then 2 over here. So 1, 2, and as I say, they've obviously been watching my videos because they've got an odd number. So they're making me happy, and then all you need to do is fold your card in half and give it a very gentle crease, because that's the only bit that's holding it together as a card, but it will stand up perfectly well when it's finished. So that's that one. So we've just got our last card to make, which is the one with this lovely laser cut. So turn over. So we are glue dotting in each of the corners, as I suspected. I think we will be pip free, maybe not. Often these really fine laser cuts don't have much in the way of a pip, but we do have a couple of pips, and they are on the coloured bit, so they are going to show up against white. There we go. Right, so I need to attach that with some glue dots. I've got my roll of glue dots here, which may be too big. Yep, they are going to be too big, so I am going to have to use the mini glue dots that are in the packet. There's a reason why they've given us mini glue dots. Yep. Oops, let's stick them on the right side. So one there, because these are very, very, very tiny. So you will need something to pick them up with. The blade of a pointed pair of scissors will do that sort of thing if you don't have one of these piercing tool things. This is, for those of you new, this is a take your pick, and you can change the heads, which is always good. So it's a multi-tool. So this is going to be a landscape card rather than a portrait card. The other two, well, I don't think you can call the butterfly an anything card. It's a butterfly. So let's take that, and again I'm going to turn this so it's on its side, and then this I need to get as central and as straight as possible, and I will be removing some pips because I can see some waving at me. There we go. Just along here. Definitely one there. And up there. So that's that. Then we need our sentiment, which I should have. Yes, I have. And again, I'm going to de-pip it. And this is going to go right across the middle. And then this is going to be on dimensions, or dimensionals. It's going to be dimensional. And then the little sentiment goes on with glue dots. And again, I'll just, while I'm at it, de-pip that. So dimensionals, and I can use my large dimensionals again, but mini dimensionals would work just as well. This isn't what I would call structural, it's an embellishment. If you're doing something that's structural, then more is good, but this is just an embellishment. So a little note of cheer, and we are going immediately central. So we've got these two semicircles there, so we just need to make sure that we're kind of lined up with those. And then pop that down. And then this we're sticking on with glue dots, and I think my larger glue dots will actually be okay for this. Yep. Now if you have got a roll of glue dots, I do suggest that twisting is the best way to get them off rather than pulling up, although that one's pulled up quite nicely. But I do find that a twist to go with your pull works really well. And then this, woo, we don't want to stick there. This we want to stick immediately underneath the A Little Note of Cheer, and again we want to be central, which that more or less is, like that. And then, again, we've got, oh no, we've got an even number. Well, I'm not going to be putting an even number on. Sorry, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to have, I know which one I'm going to cut out, and it's the one that's there. I just can't be doing with an even number. Don't ask why, I just don't understand why my brain works that way, but it does. So I'm going to go with my brain. And then we'll have one down at the bottom here. So there we are. Those are the 3 cards from this kit. No stamping required. Perfect if you want to introduce people to card making, because they are bound to get good results, even if they put the die cut on the wrong way round. So those are our 3 cards. I hope you've enjoyed seeing them in person. Do remember that the idea behind these card kits is that they are primarily for beginners, but obviously if you're a more seasoned crafter and you just want something quick and easy, then they're great for you. But they will come and go. So when this one sells out, whenever that might be, something else will come in to replace it. So if you like this one now, don't think you can buy it in November, because it may have gone. So it's a rolling program, just to introduce lots of lovely ideas to people who are new to crafting. So thank you very much indeed for joining me today. If you've enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, please hit the subscribe button in the bottom right hand corner, and then the alert bell to be notified when I post a video or go live, which is what I usually do. So as I say, today I am hosting my team virtual retreat, so we will be all having great fun with that. Thank you very much indeed. Any questions or comments, please leave those below, and there will be a link to the blog post that goes with this also below in the description bar, and over on my website I will have the code for this kit. It's a 1-product kit. So thank you very much indeed, and I'll see you again soon. Have a fantastic weekend. Bye!